From carpet makers to fashion designers, ICT's changing the textiles industry by helping make design, development and sampling more efficient. Copperknob's a London-based fashion house that produces garments for some of the biggest names in our high street. Not so long ago, they changed collections 4 times a year. Nowadays, collections, or stories as they're called, change every 6 to 8 weeks, and Copperknob is still reducing its turnaround times.
It's shorter and shorter. I mean, our speciality is actually turning around from design of artwork into garments in about 8 weeks. We work with Arcadia, we work with Debenhams, we work with BHS, we work with Marks and Spencer in the past, River Island, things like that.
But whatever the project, the first step is to source fabrics and develop the initial concept for a collection. And ICT plays a vital role by giving designers access to a vast range of visual ideas and data.
I'm working on an autumn-winter coat at the moment, so this is all jacquards that we're using, sourced in the Far East. In this particular instance, I've actually started off with sort of looking at a mood board and then sort of just sketching some rough ideas, you know, and then selecting one.
A mood board's a collection of words, images and fabric samples that sum up a particular look or style. They help designers develop, communicate and collate their ideas. Mood boards are usually created using a combination of images from trend websites, material libraries and other online sources. And it's no surprise that the internet and digital photography have become essential tools for designers of any kind of product. In Rhoda's case, she not only uses the internet to look at emerging fashion trends around the world, but can also tap into data from consumer reports, trend forecasts and social surveys. This data predicts how consumer tastes will change. Once she's sourced her ideas and made some preliminary sketches, the next step is to transfer them into a design package. Traditionally, these sketches would have been done by hand, but with the help of ICT, it's a whole lot quicker.
Whereas before, it was all hand-drawn. It takes a lot longer because obviously you need to do the outlines and all ink, and you make a mistake you can't quite easily rectify it. But on this, you make a mistake, you can just press a few buttons and then revert back to what you need to do. So yeah, definitely much quicker. And then also with this, you've got a selection of pens that you can use all in the same program. So you've got your thicker outlines, your thin ones, and you can do stitch lines as well, because that was always quite annoying to do, really.
Another advantage the computer system has is that it can store an almost infinite number of design templates. And that means they can be recalled and adapted, rather than having to start from the beginning each time. And ICT isn't just helping speed up designing by reducing the time people spend on sketching. It's also increasing the number of variations designers can include in a collection.
This is a sequin garment. I designed the sequin, how does it made on the fabric, and also the handmade beads, how does they gonna look on the garment. So to show the customer how does it look exactly.
Although many designers now use specialist textiles and fashion software for designing garments, here Halima's using standard graphics packages to develop design ideas. These enable her to try out numerous different sizes, shapes, colours and angles of beads and get an instant idea of what the changes will look like. And because the drawings are to scale, ICT saves time if the design eventually goes into production.
And also I'll show the proper size of my bead, how it's going to be, so the factory they can find out the size of the bead and the shape of each flowers, then so they can put it on into each space.
But adding different embellishments to a design isn't the only way that Halima uses ICT. As well as specialising in fast turnarounds, Copperknob's also renowned for its range of printed fabrics. And ICT has helped increase the number of designs by enabling them to easily change the colour of a fabric so that it matches the rest of a collection or story being stocked by a particular store.
Customer has color story almost every 2 weeks or every month. They change color story. So sometimes the customer likes the print, but the color doesn't fit into their color story for each season. So you need to fit in their color palettes. So we just change the color so we can still work on that. Yeah, to make the market different.
To change the colorway, Halima scans an existing piece of fabric. Using Photoshop, she's then able to change each of the colours in the scanned design to whatever shade or tone matches the customer's mood board.
Color is a bit pale because the fabric is see-through fabric, so the quality is not very good. So I need to make it more contrast or colorful. You can change the color by changing hue. Yeah, to match different color. And sometimes you need to do more layers too, because each color you need to fill in different way to show them exactly matching customers' color palettes. And also you can change the tone, make it brighter or darker.
Once Halima has
So
altered the
that's the
colours to
way.
fit a particular palette or story, the virtual designs are shown to the customer. If they're approved, the next step is to begin making a physical sample of the material. And with the help of ICT, the new material can be produced within a matter of hours, even though the factory that's making it is on the other side of the world.
And we can talk to them direct by email or by computer. They can look into our system and see our print from there and then print it from the other end. They can send us within half an hour a coloration, which we used to send in the old days by the post. Then it went to courier. Now it's on the computer. So you can imagine if it's courier, it's 2 days, 3 days out of China. If it's on the computer, it's 2 hours maximum. So it's the speed with which we can share information or receive information that makes all the difference.
So far, we've seen how ICT is making the design process more efficient, helping designers develop their ideas by giving them speedy access to masses of vision information and data on the internet, reducing the amount of time they spend turning their ideas into sketches by using specialist software packages, increasing the number of design ideas and colorways they can incorporate into a project by enabling them to experiment in a virtual world, and speeding up communication with manufacturers all around the world. But ICT's role doesn't stop there. The next step is to begin turning the virtual design into a physical sample. And ICT is speeding up that part of the process too.